Hello, welcome to my channel. In this video we will talk about yeast infection treatment. Treatment for yeast infections varies depending on what type of yeast infection you have. The most common yeast infection is, without a doubt, a vaginal yeast infection. However, yeast infections develop in other areas of the body as well, such as the mouth or the skin, or in males, on the penis. Yeast infection treatments are manifold and for the most part easy to use. Ordinarily, in order to diagnose and prescribe a yeast infection treatment, your doctor will first take a swab, vaginal or oral, or a scraping, skin, for analysis, and once diagnosis has been confirmed, the correct yeast infection treatment will be advised. For vaginal and oral yeast infections, antifungal drugs are often prescribed, and sometimes these can take as little as 24 hours to be effective. For skin conditions, a topical antifungal cream is usually the best option for a traditional yeast infection treatment. These drugs, when taken orally, have some side effects like dizziness and nausea, so be aware and always follow your doctor's dosage instructions when on a course of yeast infection treatment. Also, always report any severe or unusual side effects you may be feeling to your healthcare professional whilst taking this type of treatment for yeast infections. For people who suffer from recurring yeast infections, the alternative route often provides a longer term and more effective type of yeast infection treatment. Most women get at least one vaginal yeast infection in their lifetime, and a significant number get more than 3 a year. Again, yeast infection treatment for this type of recurring problem is varied and in most cases extremely successful. Alternative approaches tend to go beyond curing the yeast infection and address the problem of why they reoccur in the first place. This sort of treatment for yeast infections is of much more value, and if followed properly can often eliminate yeast problems for good. It is worth noting that natural yeast infection treatments are becoming ever more popular, as more people realize just how easy and effective they are, and also as concerns about overuse of prescription drugs becomes more of an issue. Please, after you have finished watching the video, we advise you to look at the links in the description. There is something very important and useful waiting for you. The important thing about choosing a yeast infection treatment is that it is right for you. You may be a fan of traditional medicine and feel quite happy with the yeast infection treatments which your doctor advises. However, taking lots of drugs is not always the wisest approach, especially in the treatment of yeast infections. Do some research on more gentle, alternative yeast infection treatments. Usually, you can implement an anti-yeast plan alongside a traditional yeast infection treatment involving prescribed drugs, and what's more, with a reputable natural yeast infection treatment plan, you will learn about how to prevent recurring yeast infections so that the problem simply goes away. Also, it means you can be prepared. In the event that you decide to use a more natural yeast infection treatment in the future, you will know exactly what you need and always have it to hand, so you can start the treatment for your yeast infection at the first sign of an itch without waiting for a doctor's appointment. In the end, please activate the bell button, subscribe to the channel, to receive from us all that is new. For more information about yeast infection treatment, please visit my own site. You will find the website link in the description. Thank you.